Hi, my name's Tams and I'm the artist and storyteller behind Soul Stories. And I'm also one of Breaking Box's mentors for the 3-day immersion at Lake Glenmaggie in Victoria from October the 13th until the 15th, 2023. So Soul Stories are a collection of my stories, your stories, and then I bring them all back and then I mix them all up and then I rewrite them in a beautiful way. And I create these illustrations in a really soulful way and give them back to everyone out in the world to remind them that your story is beautiful no matter how heartbreaking or hurtful or amazing it is. We are all feeling the same but different stories in different ways. And yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, Soul Stories. And it's also a way of life too, in the respects that we just want to connect with other people. We want to share our stories, connect, be seen, be heard. The way I create is very intuitively. So I think for me, and I also want to say for other people, it's just a matter of quietening down the soul, quietening down yourself, taking time to be still or to listen to other people and just to see what naturally comes out without thinking too much about it and more feeling. So my feeling of what the box is being constricted or comfortable within the walls of whatever is around you, your life at the time being. And they can be great for something to hang on to for a while. But when it's uncomfortable and doesn't feel right, then I think it's a matter of remembering to be curious enough and to have the courage to see what's on the other side. So that can come in many forms, whether you are wanting to explore something different, wanting to learn something different, seeking help of other people. You know that something's not quite right, or maybe you do. And it's a matter of either breaking down those boxes or giving them a shake or digging a little hole. But there's so many different ways of exploring the other side and pushing boundaries. We forget how to play sometimes. You know, as a kid, there's no barriers, there's no boxes, there's no way to do things other than we try. We get curious about doing something and we go and do it. We might be told that we're not allowed to do that or you shouldn't do that, but we still do it anyway and we get in trouble maybe. But I think as we get older, we learn more what we can and can't do. Therefore, we forget the whole playing and trying and being curious about, you know, doing different things regardless of the outcome, regardless, is this going to pay enough for my bills? Am I going to be safe doing this? Is this okay for my family that I'm trying to support? A lot of heaviness and responsibilities without our play and lightness and curiosity, that side of things can get really hard and we get stuck and we can't see any way out. Whereas if we keep this light, fun, curiosity, intuitive, that can balance out the hardness and keep us growing and moving forward and not be feeling so constricted by the spaces surrounding us. It's important to us in a way that it connects us, it unites us, and it also reminds us that we're not alone. I mean, our stories may not be exactly the same, but sometimes when we read a certain story or hear a certain story, we're like, oh my God, they understand. I'm not alone. And that's huge in this world, you know. There's so many people out there that tend to lose their confidence or stay alone by themselves or don't go out and be social because they don't feel accepted or understood in that way. But if we keep communicating through stories, however that may be, we realize that we are more connected and understood than we imagine, that we think is possible. Storytelling are beautiful experiences and stories that connect each other. I mean, our stories are completely different, but we can still relate to each other. So we can't lose that. And with anything that you don't want to lose, you have to practice it, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, but tapping into sharing your stories. We think that our stories aren't important and we keep them to ourselves, or we don't think anyone will understand. Whereas we find ourselves opening up, it's a form of therapy, it's a form of healing, it's a form of like connecting to each other. And as human beings, we're such social creatures that it's really important to connect on these levels. And storytelling is like a huge one that has happened for hundreds of years. So, you know, with all the crazy technology that's going on today, we want to keep coming back to our authentic selves, and we do that by sharing our stories. I think it's a matter of just taking your time and just being quiet with yourself for a while, trying to quieten the mind. The way that I do it, when I choose certain colours and things like that, I don't think about it too much. I sort of bypass that busy, noisy mind and just sort of feel into it, like, oh, a bit of orange. I want to get that one too. There's no wrong or right. There's no good or bad. It's not stressing too much about the outcome. It's more just enjoying the process and just seeing intuitively what you're attracted to, what you want to grab at, what you want to do in that respect. So I want to say just more trusting yourself, more having the courage just to try different things and grab different colors and just sort of see what happens, as opposed to, oh, I should put green with blue because those two mix better together, or they're the opposite ends of the art spectrum. No, just like that all goes away, and just drop into what feels good for you. Just trusting the process. And that sounds really simple, but trusting the process, it takes a long time to learn, and it takes a whole time to repeat and build your own safe space and to allow yourself to open up and play. Everyone has a different way. I think everyone has a different way. It's just a matter of finding your way, whether it's through words, whether it's through language, whether it's through dance or playing an instrument or painting or something. But you've just got to keep playing to find your way that sits well in your soul, your being, that feels good for you to express yourself. For me personally, I'm not very good with speaking as such. I'd much prefer to do a dance or to write it down or to paint it out. That's my super way of being able to express myself with emotions in the most real and comfortable ways possible. You just have to find your way, and the only way to find your way is to try and show up and keep at it for a little while. And if that doesn't sit good with you, then at a certain point you can go, this is not working for me. What else is out there? How else can I tap into different artistic, creative ways of expressing myself? The way that I play is because I'm self-taught, so I don't think about it too much other than sit quietly and just sort of see what colours I sort of want to grab or are attracted to at the time. I think most importantly is trying to listen to that inner voice, that intuition, and not overthinking it too much. And we tend to sort of lose that from our childhood as we get older, because we become more aware. We learn more stuff. We're told by other people it's like this or it's like that, as opposed to just doing it and we don't care about the outcome. It's more the process of. Not being able to draw is not a problem. I've got a whole range of different techniques for us to basically shake the shit out. Shake the shit out by, for one example, we start with a scribble monster. So we grab a paint, a pen, anything that you like to feel comfortable with, and we just have some fun. Draw a big messy monster and we go from there. And that just builds more play, more curiosity, and just remembering to be a child and not care and just have some fun. So once we sort of like break through those barriers, those box barriers, we can then dive deeper into creating something really beautiful, and you'll be surprised what actually comes out. It's funny because sometimes people ask me specifically, oh, what does that story mean? And that's when I like to step back and go, well, what does it mean to you? Because sometimes when a person explains to me what the story means to them, I'm like, wow, that is nothing along the same lines as what it means to me. So I try not to ever tell a person where the story comes from or what it actually means to me, because I don't want to sort of insinuate that their meaning or their story or their feeling is wrong when they look at that or read into it. I want them to find their own feeling and connection. And if it's not quite there or they're a bit confused, I'm like, that's okay. Maybe that story or that artistic piece isn't for you. Maybe you have to keep looking through all these different stories to one that you go, oh, that's mine. I know exactly what that means and how it connects to me. You've written that for me, and that's when you know it's your story, when you have that kind of emotional reaction. So for me, Soul Stories' core values are to help, heal and inspire. And if I can't do it through my artwork, then how else can I bring that to the table? So whenever I connect with people, I can guarantee you that people walk away feeling lighter, inspired, heard, validated, and I'll have a book full of different techniques and play through words and artistry that I'll be presenting to you to tap into that inner child and to have some fun and to build you up, to not be afraid to try different things throughout the 3 days.
Going in, clear the noise. By going through the feelings, you'll make it out. By going